working at the dump cause he doesn't commit any crimes. Every single week he sees the same trash can arrive. Never thought to ask why there always was a man inside. But inside a trash can you never know what you can find. Starbucks Wi-Fi and decent audio equipment too. So tune into Cold Hard Trash for you. It's a podcast.
All right, a week off. Who'd have thunk living in a garbage dump more often than not could get you sick. You got a lot of different germs and whatnot in here. You're eating around in here a lot, or at least I am. You know, you get food where you can. It gets you sick. You know, had to take a week off because the sickness just got too much. But I'm better.
Considering how many episodes we've missed, we're actually getting sick less often than more.
Yeah, I mean, we've also recorded episodes when I've been a little bit sick because we recorded remote usually when either you get sick or I get sick and I say, you know what, probably not a good idea to come over here. But last time I got sick, this last time, it was really weird. I didn't have any other symptoms, like no headache, no stomach ache, no anything kind of like body ache or anything. I just couldn't talk.
It was all that yelling you did at that strike.
Yeah, at the UNC strike. We my friends and I play Counter-Strike. We call it Unk Strike because we're getting a little bit older as we're realizing we're getting queued with kids that are like 18, 19 years old and feeling a little bit old in the process. So we call it Unk Strike. And when I texted Breeg that I had thrown out my voice playing Unk Strike, it auto-corrected the Unk to UNC, all capital.
Yeah, I took it at face value for like a few days. And I was just like, all right, man.
Why was there a strike in North Carolina? You thought I went to North Carolina to strike or whatever?
I think I'm like pretty up to date with things, and then I learned something new, and I'm like, oh damn, I guess I'm not, and I didn't look it up after that. Actually, I did again a couple days later, and that's when I pieced it together.
There was like, no UNC strike.
No.
Like, take a look at the Discord.
Yeah, why would
server.
they be doing it out in Illinois too? Like, how big of a deal is this?
Yeah, right. We need to protest it all.
Why do you care? I don't know, man.
You didn't even ask any questions. You're just like, all right, well, I appreciate that at least. Just take everything at face value. I like it. Welcome to Cold Hard Trash, CRT episode 101, right? We're on. We didn't even get past 100.
Now we have.
Yeah. 100 was the last one we did before I died. I'm your host, Trashcan Jones.
And I am Breeg, your fellow host.
Indeed, you are.
So what are we going to talk about this morning, Jones?
The same thing we talk about every morning, Breeg. Madden. Because I started playing a little bit of Madden 26, and I actually have to give it a little bit of its flowers more than I can the last couple of years. So there is this whole idea that they've added within the last couple of years called precision passing. Because ever since the engine switch back in 2009, it was a problem that plagued Madden with pass trajectory and pass arcs, how they couldn't actually get anything realistic. It would always be just like straight lines, so you couldn't throw over defenders or anything like that. You couldn't throw behind zones. A lot of passing is like defining where the defense is going to be, where they can and can't get to, and putting the ball in places they can't get, right? And it's impossible to do with certain trajectories just not being able to be attained. And there's no way to control it. Usually there wasn't. So they added this ability called precision passing where you can now, instead of like just pressing the button, you could double tap it to make sure it arcs a little bit more. And then you could hold it down to make sure it goes in a straight line or things like that. And then they went further on and added a little mini game to where every time you pass, it puts up a little like window near your receiver and you can just kind of choose and throw. And at that point, I get a little bit, uneasy about it because at that point you're taking away a lot of, what the gameplay is for Madden. And right away, I want to say, if you're not familiar with the Madden community, it's a big Venn diagram, but there's people who love the management and sim aspect of Madden where you're playing the coach role, taking over the whole team, overseeing the league. And there's people that want to play the game just like down, as the players. And it's a big Venn diagram. Most people love to do a little bit of both. Very few people are staunchly only one, not the other. But still, when it gets down to this, like, playing of the game, it becomes more of like, even if you have a quarterback, say, with a 50% pass accuracy, right? He's going to throw in the old passing system 50% of the time just a pass that's shit, 50% of the time a pass that's on the money. Now with this new passing system, even if your quarterback is garbage, if you're good enough at the passing minigame, you could put passes on target every single time, which if that's the kind of gameplay that you want, I suppose fair, because it does make the minigame harder the worse your quarterback is, right? Like it's a little bit harder to do the exact thing that you want. So it's not, but it takes away that element of randomness, that even if I'm not exactly the coach-minded, want to oversee, like I still want to play the game, I still would like a little bit of having to put faith in my players, right? I want the element of randomness that actually exists in sports. It's like recoil in shooting games. You don't want to be able to have just a hit scan with every single gun because that's a little bit unrealistic. You want your guns to have that element of real-life randomness to where you can't kind of control it.
You had a lot to say about that, and boy, do I have a lot to say back.
Just go for it.
One, they added WarioWare to it.
Essentially, yeah, a little bit of a mini game, and that's some people really like it because they're like, finally, now I can like do exactly what I want, like put a ball right to the shoulder that I want or whatever. But it's different now. It's different than what passing used to be.
Two, we've had a similar discussion like this before concerning the lock picking in Oblivion.
Really? Oh yeah, I guess
if you think about it, because like from Fallout 3 onwards, all the lock picking in Bethesda games is the bobby pin and the screwdriver, or whatever the hell you do in Skyrim. But it's the same thing. And if you don't have high enough lock pick level, you just straight up can't do it.
Right.
Kind of like how whatever the rate of your quarterback hitting or like getting a pass right on the money is the rate that they're going to do it. And
sometimes they're just not going to be able to.
It's not a skill check. I mean, there's like a thing you have to do to get it done, right? But it's not really a skill check.
Right.
And that's why I like Oblivion. And I get why, like, it may not be the best thing for Madden in particular, but, like, you said that you like the bobby pin one more. I like the Oblivion one more.
Now, after playing the Oblivion one, I do like the Oblivion one, I think, a bit more than the bobby pin, just because it's a bit more in-depth. It's just that it doesn't matter once you get the skeleton key. It just goes away.
Well, that also happens in Skyrim, to be fair. But
I've never played the Skyrim in full.
In Oblivion, you kind of like get the skeleton key, and then I'm pretty sure you just get to keep it as a reward from like a Daedric quest.
Yeah.
In Skyrim, you get the skeleton key as part of the Thieves Guild quest line, and then you need to give it up as part of the quest line, and a lot of people will get to that point, and there's like it's kind of a point in the quest line where they kind of want you to hustle.
Right.
But like you get the skeleton key and you're like, all right, now I'm going to do everything else.
Right. And I'm just going to do the whole game after that.
Yeah, and just like have easy lock picking forever.
Yeah.
But actually, I don't even know if there is like an auto force button, I think. But with the Oblivion one, you could just get good at the minigame. Yeah, and like even
which I did before I got the skeleton key. I got pretty damn good at it.
Yeah, from this beginning of the game, I would get the I just played it enough that from the beginning of the game, I could just walk up to like extra expert level or extra hard level chests and open them up like every single time. It was not a big deal for me. And
yeah.
So you could also kind of say that maybe that takes a little bit away from the role play because it's you, the player, doing the skill check. It doesn't really reflect like that's not the world that you're playing in, that's
right.
You outside of it being good at an input.
So you're trying to equate this, the Oblivion lockpicking would be the precision passing where you actually get to pick where it is in Madden? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, where if you're like really good at that, has not like you said, it's nothing really to do with your quarterback. You could just get like some shitty quarterback with a shit salary, but you are assuming direct control.
Yeah, and I guess that's the biggest thing of it. So I guess for me personally, I just like the more, even though I do like playing the game, the more sim aspect of it, where I have to rely on my quarterback as the coach, like as much as you would like as a coach, even as a quarterback yourself. Like there's a big difference when you're an athlete of knowing what to do and doing the right thing, right? Performing under pressure, performing when there's people in your face, when there's fans in the stands and all that. So I kind of like that even when I am in direct control can play into it. Which they add a lot of things of like, the home field advantage of like sometimes when the crowd is too loud and you're in the away team, you like can't see your play art. It'll all be like scrambled and jumbled and stuff like that. It's really cool. I like when they do things like that. And I think the passing minigame kind of just like goes in the opposite direction of what a lot of that other stuff is. Like it's trying to make you have no control over this part because it's the randomness of it's football. Anything can happen. The stands are real loud and people are your offensive line had like a shit week at practice, so they're a step behind the defensive line. You know, there's things you can't control, and then it just comes to that, and it's like, well, you could just win every game every time if you want. It's like, well, it's for I get it where Oblivion, that makes a little more sense, but when you're trying to emulate the randomness of sports,
I'm saying in both cases it kind of takes away from the simulation, from the role play.
Yeah, okay.
In a sense, but I mean, in a Bethesda game,
it's a little more of
play
like
through like 75% of a playthrough caring about that.
Yeah, and to be fair, also it's more of like a skill thing, and like if you're trying to do a real life role play in a Bethesda game, you could just be a really good lock picker, and even then just like work at trying to pick locks and eventually get really good at it. Whereas in a Madden game, like even if you play like, you know, an NFL quarterback plays 16 games, they're not going to get like infinitely better right away because they have one game, then a week of practice, and then all these different things. Like it's not as much of a very, what would you call it, direct like skill increase you would get because it takes a long time to develop. It's a very like, I'd say more skill set, or more like diverse skill set being an NFL quarterback than just picking a lock. So it's a little bit more just, you know, not exact 1-to-1. I get what you're saying though.
And a bit more pressure because I mean, like, I don't know. In college, we had a friend that had a see-through lock and a lock-picking set, and we just sit around and just mess around with it for hours. Like, I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to perform.
Right.
I could just do that.
And you're right. It's a little bit of a different kind of, forgive the pun, but a different ball game. But
Yeah.
But yeah, that's...
When you said that, I was like, what the fuck does that have to do with locks? How's that a pun?
It's a bit of a different ball game. I find it really good, though, like I was saying right at the start. Madden 26, I will give them their flowers because for the last few years, they've implemented an option to where you can either use that precision passing or go to the old school, just like, yeah, you could do the double taps or whatever. And it was kind of like a shit basket for me anyway, because the old double taps still didn't really have like the trajectories that you could get and didn't have the control that you wanted to be able to pick where you wanted to pass the ball. And the precision passing had a little bit too much control of where you could just do it right there. And there always existed a middle bridge that was made back in 2004 by ESPN NFL 2K5, where they gave you the ability to, like, you know, you can put the joystick a little bit to the right and the ball will get thrown a little bit more to the right. And then same with the left, up, down. Like you get a little bit of control of where your guy's going to throw it, but it's still more of a dice roll. So you guys say your quarterback has the 50% accuracy. Like he's going to throw a pass. It might be shit. It might be good, but you're still going to be able to choose, like, is it going to be a shit or good pass on the left side, on the right side? So you get that little bit more of control where it's like, okay, I can kind of have my inputs matter, but it's still going to be up to ultimately the quarterback and it's still going to be out of my hands. And Madden 26 introduced this classic passing revamped, which is essentially exactly that, to where now you can have the littlest bit of input, but it's still going to be dependent on your player's rating of where the pass is going to go, how well it's going to be, and all these different things. And so far, it's turned into, because I play as a wide receiver and just let my quarterback do that shit, so my quarterback just throwing nothing but lame ducks because he fucking sucks and doesn't like me. But I'm working on it, and it's getting really good. It's a really fun way to actually have to play up the game. When you're playing as a quarterback or as a wide receiver, it's like, all right, there's these certain elements that I have to work on, but I can't just work on getting good at a mini game. Now I have to work on, like, building my relationship with my quarterback. I have to work on, you know, making sure I go to the right trails.
That's really a thing?
Well, yeah, it's I think they added, like, it's called the sphere of influence in this game, where you just do, like, different challenges or, like, objectives for him. And he's like, oh, I trust you more. So he gets, like, plus 10 accuracy or, like, plus 10 throw power the next game. Stuff like that. And it's just like, that's the way I want to see it mini-gamed, as opposed to mini-gaming the actual on-field mechanics of it. You know, let me work in a little bit more like the background of it. Let me change the world a little bit. Because it feels more like how actual football is, right? You put work in a week at practice, you feel good with your quarterback, you get in sync, you're vibing together, you get a couple good connections in the game, bing, bang, boom. Stuff starts rolling, you build momentum. I like it. Madden 26, I have to give a little bit of praise. They're going in the right direction at the very least.
I like this whole, like what you said about the crowd making things harder to see.
Yeah.
Because, like, of course that's not exactly what happens, but there's only so many ways that you can portray something through a game, and you have to make decisions
right
on how, like, if you want to capture everything, you can't do it by just, like, this game now makes you nervous.
Well, it's interesting
in real life because the crowd is cheering too much. Like, no, you don't give a shit.
It's interesting what you say that because it's something that kind of does happen. Like where if the crowd is too loud and they try to like change the play at the line or audible or whatnot, and they can't hear, and it's usually like a lot of like repeat, and the quarterback has to take steps down the line to yell to people even louder, and it does make like kind of in the quarterback's head like, all right, who heard that assignment correctly, who didn't? Like now, what is this play route actually going to be? So it's like it kind of does like in a way that they could like now scramble your mind of what's going to be. Like I think I called this play, but is he going to run this route? Is he going to run a straight route, or is he going to cut in at 5 yards? I don't remember. And then you look at the route, and then it's like, and you're like, fuck, I don't know. It's a coin flip. What's he going to do? And you sit back and wait for the cut. It doesn't come, and you're like, oh, I got to read the other way, and then sacked. It makes you panic a little bit. It's fine. It's like what you said. It can't make you nervous, but it can make you second guess your own decisions.
Yeah,
and that's really all
like
it
the
is.
Steps the steps in between that of like players in the game don't get the call and stuff like that. Like it's a way to represent it.
Right. I just think it's a cool, almost like 1-to-1 way. You said like it's almost like it doesn't happen in real life, but it's almost like it does. That's a cool way to represent like the exact like the miscommunications and what like people think one way, but it actually is the other.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is that the game doesn't have a makes you nervous in real life mechanic. Directly like that.
Right? Yeah, that'd be a consume verification can levels of gaming.
Yeah,
that's not good.
Do the do
or else. Classic green text. I drink my Mountain Dew and smirk. Tastes great. Verification unsuccessful. Please consume another verification can.
You do know about that one patent that McDonald's has, right?
Isn't that a thing like if you say like whatever, like I'm loving it and you get a discount or whatever, they have a patent for that kind of technology?
It's a patent for a type of commercial.
That's a commercial
where you have to say McDonald's to get the commercial to stop.
To get it to stop? I didn't know that part about it. Oh man. That's awful.
Yep.
That's the worst. That's like toddler training. Yeah. That's the worst in the world.
And they also got, I don't know if we talked about this before, but that one time that I think it was a Burger King ad. I think it was a Super Bowl ad. That was, it had someone looking directly into the camera and saying, "Hey, Alexa, tell me what a Whopper is." So that the Alexas in people's rooms would hear it and respond to that.
That's insane.
People actually did that. Thought it was invasive.
Yeah, that's a pretty invasive ad. Fucking, it's literally just that's wild. I never knew that Burger King did that. I feel like that'd be like a really big thing they would talk about as like advertisement going the wrong direction.
Well, then like a year or two later, they made one Super Bowl commercial that was like, "Whopper, Whopper, 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 doing your trouble, triple Whopper," and all
all was forgiven.
Yeah. Pretty much. Nobody gives a shit about the Alexa thing anymore. It was catchy.
That's a song on Spotify. I learned someone's song requested that in a Twitch chat I was in today.
Yeah,
it's pretty great. He song requested it, and the streamer skipped it. So then the guy song requested again and skipped the next song. It's pretty funny.
Guy likes his Whoppers, I guess.
Yeah, gotta sing. Did they ever do like it was McDonald's that did the Big Mac song, and if you sang it, you got a free Big Mac, right?
I don't remember that.
I thought it was like an old school promotion, like before our time. But it was like if you were able to list all the ingredients of it in the drive-thru, then you got a free one. I think as Big Mac, might be Whopper though. I don't remember because I wasn't alive for it. It's just something I read about.
Yeah. See, it must have been pretty old because nowadays giving away a free burger for reciting something.
Yeah, it's not gonna.
You just look it up on your phone.
Right. That's you got to actually have the memory.
Even back then, you could write it down, I guess, but
that'd be cheating. You go there and they're like, "Let me see your hands."
Where they have cameras. They're covered in ink.
You say you're written on your arm. You're fucking cheating on a test. That'd be pretty good.
We do need to get a McDLT in real life, though.
Where's
the closest McDonald's?
Right over there. Not too far. But like,
you hungry?
How would we just like lettuce and tomato separate? Like that's all we would have to do.
Just go there and ask.
What?
Yeah.
What would it do for us? Can we even do that though? It's a BLT. I don't think they serve just bacon.
No,
on a bun.
DLT. There's no bacon in it at all.
Really? I thought that was what it was. It was a BLT, but then they just gave you the lettuce and tomato separate, and that's what they called it.
Not McDLT.
So what's in it then if it's not bacon?
It's just to they've just put the lettuce and tomato on the side.
What's it, the burger?
Yeah.
I don't.
Fun.
I don't
I'm
get
not
it.
one to pull out my phone during the episodes that often.
I believe you that it exists, but I just like why would what is the point of that? Why was that ever a thing of like
keep the lettuce and tomato cold?
Who cares enough
McDonald's
about that?
lettuce and tomato.
Who cares enough? What marketing department was like, yes, we're gonna okay this? Who
On
thought of
the
this?
McDonald's?
That's like
wiki.
It's the craziest thing. It's just like, yeah, if you put peanut butter on it, then it'll taste like peanut butter. It's like, well, yeah, but we don't do that. Like, why? Who? What?
It came in styrofoam packaging that was bad for the environment.
Just
so
way
they stopped
extra
doing
packaging. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. Like, it's why do you care about keeping the lettuce and tomato cold?
You don't understand. You never had it.
I guess if it's trying to combat the fact that like when you get fast food and like 0.5 seconds after you get it in a bag, then it's just like changes like chemically to where like the McDonald's you get like fresh and eat it in the store is much different than the McDonald's you take home in a bag. Like any fast food is that. If they're trying to combat that, then I guess, but like you can't just say that in a marketing thing, right? You can't just say like, we know our food's shit once it gets in the bag for like 20 minutes. So to combat that, we're going to make sure the lettuce and tomato at least stay out so you can lie to yourself and say it's a fresh burger.
Also, they do the thing where the cheese is like on the cold side.
The cold side? What do you mean the cold side? They put the cheese with the lettuce too?
Yeah.
I'm
a cheeseburger guy where I want it melted on there.
And the McDonald's burger is not going to be hot enough by the time you get it home to melt it. You're just eating a slice of cheese, but ain't no way. But some people, I guess, hey, I don't know who's out there. If you like a cold slice of cheese on your burger, then you're not wrong for it. You're just odd, and I don't like you. I'm kidding. I like you just because you like a cold slice of cheese in your burger. I'm just making a joke.
That's how the Krabby Patty is in that one episode. Where
in the training episode.
And I was always like, really? Like, everyone's going crazy
none of
over
that.
Is
real food. It's all just like probably styrofoam made shit or whatever. It's like, you ever see like, I mean, you told me in Breaking Bad, the French wasn't actually shit. It's whenever they do any kind of, right, any kind of promotional material for that. Like mayonnaise is often just glue and stuff because it like spreads better, holds better.
And here's the thing about that. I think it's actually good that they make the food look unreasonably good in marketing.
Really?
Not even a big fan of like being marketed to or marketing in general, but I think it's good because they need to communicate. This goes right back to the Madden thing. They need to communicate something that they can't with a screen. So they need to show you texture. They need to show you warmth and an emotion.
Well, they don't need to. They just want to.
Well, they would want like to effectively communicate what they're selling. They need to exaggerate these things for a screen or for a picture to more accurately.
Right. Especially you need to be able to kind of spot it from, standing at the in the line there. You need to be able to accurately see like, oh, that's a burger and it's got like the char marks on it. Like, yeah.
And very specifically in menus in stores, when they have a picture next to the food item, like next to the name of the food item, if it's photoshopped in such a way that you can see all of the ingredients.
Right.
It's like a cross-section of a Crunch Wrap, right? And you look in there and you see there's the beef and the cheese, and then there's the thing, and then there's the sour cream and the lettuce and the tomato.
Because they want you to be able to see that, even though if you ask what's in it, people will still have to tell you.
Yeah, but like you don't need to ask. You can just look at it. And if there's like multiple different sauces in the thing, you can see them in layers. Like these aren't layered sauces.
See,
in the damn burrito.
My only counter to this is taking an actual picture of the food. If it does not convey that same thing, then it just doesn't convey that same thing. Then you're not. I mean, that's what it conveys, right? Because if you're selling someone that like all these layers of the burrito, and then you show it like what it actually is, might dissuade someone from buying it. They might feel cheated, right? Lied to, in that respect.
No, I never did. Personally.
Yeah, and I really never did either because I understood like what the marketing is. But like it's one thing. It's like, why don't you just show me what it really is? Why don't you show me, if it's so good, why can't you just take a picture of your burger and show me? And then you get the obvious the people online like, look how far McDonald's has fallen to get the flat cheeseburger that's just like nothing, and you can kind of get like an understanding of that. When you're still trying to sell a McDonald's single cheeseburger as this beautiful thing, it's like if you're really not even going to put the care in it to like keep the buns from getting flat and shit, or it's just going to be this garbage thing, then come on now. Why are you trying to lie to me? Don't even put the picture of the cheeseburger on there anymore. Give me which is what McDonald's does now. They only have pictures of their high value big items like the McCrispy chickens and their whatever new burger is up, because they know like the McChicken and the burgers and whatnot, they're just kind of basic and not very appetizing to look at.
Yeah, they throw it together, they wrap it up, they punch it, and
fuck that guy. Is it fuck the customer or fuck the burger? What are they mad at?
The world.
They're working at McDonald's, so yeah, they're just mad at the world. How'd I get here? Fucking goddamn it. That's the last step. They wrap it. They just head it to another guy who's just standing there punching it.
That's what he's there for.
He's on his break. That's how they just relieve stress.
He's getting pissed off. No, he's not on break. He's on the He's on the job.
He's
on the payroll.
He's just the anger
burgers.
man. Everybody takes a shift getting their anger off. They just get paid to be angry and punch burgers. Hey, you know what? If McDonald's told me that, if they were like, hey, we got a new burger puncher, that's a new role we're adding, since our burgers are fucked anyway, I'd be like, you know what? Fair. What's it going to do to my burger? Give it a whack. Let that guy let off some steam. Or girl. Let him let off some steam.
Did I ever tell you about how one of the fraternities on campus, they had a sort of tradition whenever they had sandwiches for lunch of doing sandwich punch?
Sandwich punch? No, that sounds fun, though.
Yeah, they would sneak up and they'd punch the sandwich. They're like, you got sandwich punched. And then someone put a toothpick.
Oh, no. No.
And then it went, and hospital.
Especially right between the knuckles. That's a fleshy part.
Hospital.
That's no fun. It's like the toothpicks in the cake. Don't shove people's face in cakes anymore. Fucking dumbass cake designers put toothpicks in there. Or not even toothpicks. They put skewers in there. Don't do it.
Yeah, or just ask if they have skewers.
I wouldn't, because sometimes they'll say no, and they will be in there. Don't do it. It's not worth losing a fucking eyeball. Unless you made the cake yourself. Don't smash someone's face in it.
Yeah, I make the cake. I put the skewers in there.
I put the skewers in there.
I blinded my 8-year-old nephew.
It's such a it's the most cringe-inducing thing seeing that. Oh! Don't play. Well, it's a shitty thing to do to somebody on their birthday anyway, unless you know the person and they want it done, which I would kind of want it done to me just because it seems fun. But if they're not that type of person, don't do it to them. It's not a funny joke.
So do you want skewers or toothpicks?
Let's go extreme wrestling. Just give me forks or scissors that are zip tied 3/4 open.
A stripper.
That'd be all right. I'd be okay with that. The missus might not. Might run into a problem on that one.
For a cake this tall. Even that's a pretty tall cake for just a regular old birthday.
I think that's a Family Guy bit where they're just like, oh, we put the stripper in the cake before we baked it.
No.
Oh, no. It's just, love it. Family Guy podcast, number one.
Number one Family Guy. I wonder if there is an actual... aside from us.
Probably, right? There's got to be a Family Guy fan podcast.
I've been watching The Pit recently. It has a podcast. It's a show about... Pittsburgh Emergency Room.
Ah, okay. Nice.
Then they call the emergency room The Pit.
The Pit. All right. Yeah. Dig it.
Walking Dead had a podcast.
Yeah.
But The Talking Dead.
Was it like actually like what you call it, an affiliate podcast?
Yes.
Oh, neat.
There's an official The Pit one too, yeah.
Wow. Is it like by people who work on the show or just by official fans? Like, do they get to...
I'm not entirely sure, but it's definitely like
their PR team doing it and shit like that? That's basically what I was...
It's part of the grander, production.
Okay.
Whether they're someone that contributes to the show or whether they're people that like get to watch the episode early and and maybe see some of the production, so then they can talk about this on the day that the episode releases, the episode that they release the podcast.
If that's something that's like an actual affiliate, that'd be like a weird thing for a PR department or a marketing department, whatever that would be under, to manage. Because it'd be like, all right, we want to give you only a certain amount of information. I mean, you can have this podcast that's supposed to be like an open setting, but it's either going to be
distributed by the same people.
Right, but I mean, you think about just like an hour long, I don't know how long it is, like a long form talking segment thing. Like, it's not going to be, if you want to, like, you know, not divulge secrets of the show or, like, you know, plot points or whatnot.
The episode of the podcast would come out after.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware.
It would come out like at the same time.
Okay.
The Walking Dead, when it was on TV, they would play the episode of The Walking Dead, and then afterwards there was The Talking Dead, like talk show / podcast thing right after it.
Oh, neat. Yeah. I didn't know. That's kind of cool.
I just like that they called it The Talking Dead.
It's a pretty clever name, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty clever. Does the Pit podcast have a clever one, or is it also just called the Pit
I don't know.
Podcast?
I just found out that it existed yesterday. From a friend that also watches the Pit, so...
Yeah, I might have to give it a look. I've never been really into ER shows, but
I really like this one.
Yeah.
It's on its second season. So the entire season is one shift.
Interesting.
Each hour-long episode is an hour of that shift.
Okay, 24 style.
Yes.
Dig it.
And so yeah, I mean I think I really like it. I think it's really respectful of the, you know, setting, as opposed to some of these shows. Like I was saying, like, oh, every single one of these shows has an episode where they got auto brewery syndrome. And,
yeah, like the House MD type stuff.
Incredibly common thing,
right? But we gotta throw the twist in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Classics.
And like, you know, some of them, like that's part of the fun, right? You know, I'm not necessarily disparaging them for that, but I like that they take a different angle with this. And it's very, I don't know, I think it's very realistic. As someone who's never worked in an emergency room.
Right. As someone who has, I mean, you like know what like hospital practices are, though. It's like you never worked in a restaurant, but you can still watch the bear.
I have worked in a restaurant.
Well, all right. Wait, does it beyond Taco Bell? Taco Bell doesn't count.
Yes, I worked in a real restaurant.
Okay.
Nice. I lived above it.
Well, you worked in that Greek restaurant?
I did.
Neat.
For
I
like
didn't
a
know
month.
that. Cool.
I was a salad guy.
Hell yeah. Was it only for a month, so you're not making good salads?
No, I quit.
Oh. All right. Good on you then.
Yeah.
So I have something that I don't know exactly how well is going to be good content, but every once in a while I have just thoughts in my head that kind of go in circle and like get retranslated into different things and come out as like whole ass new sentences. And when I say them like back to myself, it sounds like something a sleeper cell would like activate with. So I wrote one of these down and I want to see if you could even decipher any part of it. So
lay it on me.
David Blaine, lead singer of the Ungrateful Dead, whacked himself off after posting nude baby pictures. It might help you to know.
What am I supposed to do about that?
To know exactly what I'm trying to say with that. It might help you to know that I do confuse the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Nirvana a lot.
Well, the Ungrateful Dead is neither of those, and it's also
I'm
the
aware.
Grateful Dead.
Yeah, I'm aware. I'm aware of both of those facts.
Say it again.
David Blaine, lead singer of the Ungrateful Dead, whacked himself off after posting nude baby pictures.
Was the baby on the Nirvana album, like, did he hurt himself recently?
You're getting close.
Is this a reference to something that
Yeah, it is a reference to something.
People have been criticizing Anthony Kiedis recently for having a 19-year-old girlfriend, and he's
it's
like in his 50s.
Nothing recent. It's I guess you would call it a piece of history.
David Blaine.
Yeah, I feel like the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Nirvana mix-up was really what like sparked this whole thing.
You
in my
didn't
head.
mention either of them.
That's what I'm telling you. Just you can make it work, if you can fit that puzzle piece, then the rest of this should slide.
Kurt Cobain, Anthony Kiedis are the singers of Nirvana and Red Hot Chili Peppers, respectively. I actually don't know the names of any of the singers of Grateful Dead.
Oh,
I'm getting close, and yet I'm so far.
A third one. I also confused that I just learned. the Nirvana, and Red Hot Chili Peppers with the Foo Fighters. Also, all three of those bands, they're like the same to me.
I mean, so Dave Grohl, from the lead singer of the Foo Fighters, was the drummer of Nirvana.
Oh. I didn't know that, but that's a connection to
it's
this.
It's kind of surprising you don't know any of these things. You kind of seem like someone that would.
I mean, it's one of those things like whenever I go to learn stuff, it's like I'll probably never forget that.
You go to the learning store?
I just go to the learning store, I get a whole cart full of it, and I check out, and then I realize I forgot my wallet, and I just take an armful and run. But yeah, it's one of those things like I'll look up and just go on rabbit holes and then like just remember pretty much everything that I looked up. So I'll probably remember that forever. But
okay.
Yeah, I just had never looked it up before. But it provides an interesting through thread. That might help.
Dave Grohl, he announced that he made a Instagram
again, nothing recent
announcement. No, this wasn't very recent.
Okay.
I mean, Instagram announcement that he was going to become the father of a baby out of wedlock. He was married. He cheated and had a kid with someone else, and he like just announced it.
Dave the dog.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And that's not what you're talking about.
No, it is not.
Do you have a translation?
Yeah, of course.
I think I'm ready for it.
All right, so it goes. Well, first of all, Dave Grohl, Kurt Cobain, David Blaine. That's that one.
So I did find Dave Grohl there.
Right, yeah. Lead singer of the Ungrateful Dead. I mean, Kurt Cobain was the lead singer of his band, and the Grateful Dead is not the Ungrateful Dead, but I thought they were for like 15 years of life. So that's all that was. And then, yeah, can you get it from there? Just Kurt Cobain's suicide is all that was.
After posting nude baby, I guess.
He had that album cover with the nude baby, and then afterwards, he whacked himself off.
I guess.
That's like it was a whole.
Do you know who David Blaine is?
Yeah, he's a magician man.
Okay.
That's like this whole day of just like things circling around my head came to that sentence, and I was just at the end of it, I was like, man, that's nonsense. I should write that down and see if Breeg can make any sort of sense of that.
Now that I know, I'm familiar with the game, I guess somewhat. I could probably learn it. It reminds me. So there's the New York Times Connections, which is
Mr. Trash plays that.
It's a very popular New York Times game. And that one pisses off people a lot for being like unintelligible. And it's like kind of like the idea is to think outside of the box,
right?
When you're looking at this, and it just pisses people off like all the time. Mm-hmm. When it's like homophones of dogs breeds.
Yeah, it'll do like really weird stuff like that, or just like things that rhyme with the first name of musicians. It's like, what? How would I even? Whatever.
Like countries where the first syllable of its name is also a body part.
Right. It's very, very strange and out there things, but it's kind of like, I guess, like every time you get that, yeah.
See, I find that like when I do play it, I tend to like do okay. Like it doesn't really piss me off too much. But then there's these other word games that like I don't even know what they're called, but it's like a sentence. It's just like a hint is just a sentence, and you have to figure out what the word is, and I can never fucking follow it.
Crossword puzzle?
No.
It's
only
sounds like
single,
a crossword puzzle.
It's like a crossword puzzle, but if it's just trying to be like way, way more esoteric.
Interesting. I don't think I've ever heard of this. Word games. I have a decent like knowledge of obscure words. So is it like a vocab guessing game type shit, or is it like what would it be? Because it sounds just like a crossword puzzle. Like you're just taking one line of a crossword puzzle and just like, all right, do it.
No, I can't find. I'll try to find an example. Every time I see something like this, it pisses me off.
Crossword puzzles always go like crazy with like the amount of puns or different kind of like tricky wording they like to use, though.
Yeah, but like the thing is, when it comes to crossword puzzles, like I can actually understand like the answer, even if I need to put it together from like just getting all the crossed words to find that one. But I don't know. This is talking about bad content. This is bad content. I'm mad about a game that I can't name nor really describe.
It's not Wordle or anything, is it?
It's not
right?
Wordle. That'd be really funny.
It's like just pissed at Wordle. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm gonna find one for you.
The one that pisses me off, not really pisses me off, but kind of like makes me a little bit like strange that you enjoy it so much, is that Wikipedia entry one. I can never really wrap my head around like why, like as soon as it's like some of them are like, oh, it's like the one you had of like Eddie Murphy and that other one because it was like he played Donkey in Shrek, but it was that same song that was like a cover of like a 70s song or whatever.
I'm a Believer is from like the 60s, yeah.
Right, like it's an interesting poll, but I feel like that's the one time you'd get something interesting. Otherwise, it's just like
we didn't get that one.
I was just like it's just trying to guess like historical figures and shit, or it's like kind of boring. I don't know. I don't really see that one as fun.
I mean, it's good to do in a group with people that have different like interests. And we're typically doing it with someone who is very interested in history.
But it's just looking at walls of text, too. At least with the other ones, it's like you get a visual component of like looking at the screenshot of a video game. Or the food one, we haven't even done as a group yet. I really want to do, where it shows a picture of the food, and then it like starts listing off ingredients, and then goes to like a cooking method where you have to like guess what kind of food it is. It's super fun.
Well, the Wikipedia one, it is based on the tags of the page.
Right.
So the categories. Mm-hmm. So if you happen to know something about like one of those particular categories, then you could look at the other ones to differentiate it from different things. And a lot of the times, like things like cults will show up, and you got people that are like interested in cults and the history of them and stuff like that.
Yeah, I go down rabbit holes myself, so I do have a lot of esoteric knowledge about just random things. But I don't know. I feel like it's one of the like the lower tiered ones in my opinion.
I like it.
I give it a thumbs middle. If we're doing those games, I'd rather play the video game one. I'd rather play the food one. That one's like third or fourth on the list.
I'm down for the food one.
It's so fun. It's so cool because it's one of the things like you get to learn about foods at the same time.
You know what's the best one though? Guess the angle.
that one's just stupid fun. I love that for like five minutes, not even. You get like past 5 angles and you're like, all right, the joke is worn off. Like, I don't know, it looks like a 46. No way, man. 48
no, but like,
or die.
For real, like if you just keep doing it, you're gonna get really good at that.
Yeah. And it's really
there's only 360 options.
It's a really pointless skill though.
No, it's not.
Knowing the angle of something? What are you gonna use that for?
Lots of things.
Such as?
Knowing the angle.
Yeah. Yeah, knowing the angle of.
If you're screwing something in,
It's just, you need up and down.
You're aiming a cannon.
All those times you're aiming cannons, yeah. Yeah.
Archery.
Again, all the times you're shooting bows and arrows.
We're going to do all this shit. We're going to get a time machine. We're going to go back in time. We're going to crucify you like we already planned.
Yeah.
Then we're going to medieval times, and we're going to be the sickest battle engineers ever.
We're going to put firearms manufacture forward like 100 years.
Yeah, how great will that be, huh?
That'd be sweet. Making pistols in the American Revolution. It'll be popping Glocks. That's it. I forget what show it was. That was, it had like a League of Villains that did exactly that. They were just like, went back to the Civil War. We're like, guys, we brought better weapons. They just dropped like M4s and Mac 10s off to the Confederates.
The Confederates?
Yeah, they're villains. They want the bad guys to win.
Okay. Yeah, that is pretty bad.
And they're like, well, that was the thing of like, they're going to drop off specifically because they just wanted better weapons and they decided who to give them to. And they're like, well, we're the bad guys. So they give them to the bad guys.
Yeah.
I forget what that show was. One of the bad guys was like an evil lifeguard chair. I forget what the fucking show. It was an Adult Swim, like I feel like probably one of the ones that didn't even get picked up for a whole series.
I could see an evil lifeguard chair being on Adult Swim.
That's going to give guns to the Confederate soldiers.
Yes, that is a very Adult Swim plotline. I'll tell you that.
I would just watch Adult Swim or pretty much all TV like on repeat as a kid. So I just like took it all in, but never really like before I even understood like programming blocks or things like that. I was just kind of passively watching, especially because my brother would just put it on. We had a TV in our room. Mm-hmm. Before I understood like the Cartoon Network programming blocks are on at this time and Nickelodeon, I was channel surfing myself. It was just kind of all a Space Ghost I watched like before I even realized like that it was on Adult Swim. I just thought it was a really weird cartoon talk show.
Space Ghost was really weird.
Space Ghost was really weird.
Get it.
But I loved it. It's like people were getting eaten a bunch of times. It's like I don't understand this, but it's really fun. It's like someone's just playing with toys.
Like Archie.
Interviewing Bob Costas, who's like I just saw on NBC Football calling the game. No, he's just like I forget. It's Space Ghost just goes on about like sham brain, this like shampoo that leaches into your brain, and he just keeps interrupting Bob Costas to talk about it. And I just found it the funniest shit. Doesn't even make any sense. He's just like, all right, Bob, let me ask you this question. Shut up, Bob. Let me tell you about sham brain. And that's the whole interview until Bob Costas starts like, I think he's like shoutcasting a fight that he gets into. That show is amazing.
Did you ever watch any of Weird Al Yankovic's interviews?
His interviews, no. I remember I saw the one time he did like Another One Bites the Dust as a live performance for a talk show early in his career.
No, this is him as the interviewer.
Is it like early Eric Andre type stuff?
I think he was on the Weird Al show. It's not like Eric Andre, but it is interesting. I'm going to show you the one with Eminem after this.
Oh, okay, interesting. I feel like he'd be a good sport about things. He's usually a pretty wacky guy.
You will see what what it entails. You were not expecting it. I'll tell you that much.
No. Eminem does like some crazy shit like that. He did the.
I can already tell you were not expecting what it actually is going to be.
He did that one stunt with was it Bruno? I forget what that movie was. With the he had like the guy like the assless chaps fall like dick first into his face at a music awards. He had like it was like supposed to be acting like, oh, what the fuck, man? But he planned that whole thing just to be like, this is a funny gaff, funny ass.
Yeah, I mean that's fun.
So I see him if he
Eminem is a good sport,
right? That's like the line I know he's far going for. So I doubt I'll be surprised, but maybe I'll be like, I didn't know he did that.
Yeah, I guess maybe you won't be too surprised, but you don't. I can tell you do not know what.
That's true. I don't. I've never seen
it all.
Well, interesting.
But I think you will like it.
Eminem just like doesn't do any public things. He's like a weird guy of like actual just probably an introvert kind of like. He doesn't do, like, the same celebrity stuff. He did that Mom Spaghetti thing a little while. He had, like, a pop-up restaurant. That was, like, the last public-facing thing I remember him doing, like a big stunt. And even then, that was, like, years after. He just doesn't leave his city. He had that whole, the movie Southpaw with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah.
That was supposed to be Eminem in that movie. And then when they went to filming, he literally had, like, he made music specifically for that movie. And when it came to filming...
I remember that.
Yeah, because he was supposed to be in it. And when it came to filming, he was like, I don't want to really, like, leave Detroit because I'm working on my album and, like, if you guys can come out here to film, and they're like, no, dude, that's not how this works. Like, we already have this shit set. He's like, sorry. And then they had to switch it up. He just didn't want to leave
He's also
home.
like, yo, I'm not left-handed. I can't do this.
He is left-handed. That's his whole shit. That's why it was kind of made for him. He was a left-hand. He's illiterate. Not illiterate, but in the movie, he's illiterate. The movie, he's illiterate, and he has, like, kind of a rough upbringing, and it's kind of like it's supposed to mirror, like, the 8 Mile-ish story.
I feel like illiterate's, like... one thing you just can't really call Eminem.
No, that's saying in the movie he played the character is illiterate, and it's meant to mimic this like upbringing struggle of like I rose from from nothing, which is I guess is supposed to pair like the 8 Mile type stuff, but yeah, no, it's
but he said it was like it's like Eminem.
Yeah, he's illiterate. I realize it came like who is also
your favorite
illiterate?
artist.
Very much not illiterate. He's very much good at like the linguistics of everything, of English especially. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy to just like probably have a multi-million-dollar movie deal and just be like, nah, I'd just rather chill it at home. I don't need that. It's crazy move. But that's when you got that kind of fuck you money, you can do what you want. Yeah.
I mean, he still made the soundtrack, right?
I don't know if the entire soundtrack. There's just a couple songs like that he had written specifically for it. Phenomenal, and then one other song.
Is Jake Gyllenhaal left-handed?
I don't think so.
Is he illiterate?
I also don't think so. That'd be pretty amazing. I know we were talking about Dave Grohl. He's like musically illiterate. He can't read music. So he says anyway. Like he doesn't know like A versus B versus C versus D if you put it in front of him. Like he can't read sheet music classically.
Yeah, I mean... the thing about being a rock band is that you don't like really need to like a lot of what you're doing is like trained on the ear. Sure. Flea, I mean, going back to the Hot Chili Peppers, we're talking a lot about these for bands that you like know next to nothing about. And
because they all get mashed in my head.
Flea, the bassist of Red Hot Chili Peppers, did not know like music theory until Stadia Arcadia, like a double album that they put out in the
He learned it though?
mid-2000s.
He went out his way to learn it?
Yeah, he went to college. He had money.
All right, cool.
He got a music degree.
Not bad.
He's a crazy ass funk bassist for like 2 decades at that point. And he's like,
might as well.
Learned more. And the thing about a lot of these musicians that have like, that music theory is like many different sciences, and you know, it's important to approach them in this way of them being descriptive, not prescriptive. And a lot of people who say they don't like music theory are assuming that it's prescriptive, and because you're like, the way that you learn these things, it can kind of come across that way.
Right. This is the way it has to be, very rigid sort of deal, especially in a school setting. Yeah, I can imagine.
But a lot of music theory is working on defining things, and then so when Flea went and got like a degree in music, he understood the language of how to describe what he's doing. It was already written down somewhere. They already had this language to say, you know, this is what he's doing.
Right.
And then now he could talk about it in a way that's like, you know, defined.
Right.
And
he could actually communicate with other people instead of just being like the thing that sounds like with a little bit of and a little like he actually has the words to like put that to, yeah, it makes sense.
And so it is important to know music theory, but like he kind of already did, right? He knew how to make the music, but that's the direction that it goes. It's like learning music theory doesn't, like, yes, it does give you tools to like write music with, but a lot of it is describing what people have done and enjoyed and shared in this tradition that we call music, and giving it a name and recording like how it's done so that it can be translated.
Right. Yeah, it sounds nice. It sounds like music theory is one of those things that's always kind of like scared me in a little bit of that way, because of not just of the prescriptive nature, but kind of just of like there's so much to like you're saying, it's a whole other language. You know, it's intimidating. It's wild to think that like it is just like that whole like a descriptor of not only, it could be like describing emotions in the same way. It's crazy. There's a lot of different places, or a lot of different sciences to it, like you're saying. It reminds me, though, like an opposite story of that. Have you heard the story of the guy who wrote The Godfather?
Illiterate.
Completely illiterate. He had never written a directorial like movie before, and when he wrote that, or I forget if it was the book of The Godfather or no, it was specifically for who wrote the movie adaptation for it, I believe. But he had never written anything before, never done a movie adaptation, and after he had written The Godfather, gotten successful, he went to go and do a little bit of studying, so he picked up a book on how to write movies, and on the first page it says, for a great look at how to write a directorial debut, watch The Godfather. And he closed the book and said, I guess I know. Yep. I guess I know what I need to know. Should not learn a single thing.
Yeah, he just had it in him naturally, I guess.
Sometimes you just hit the bullseye, yeah. It's whatever he had, the special magic. He didn't want to fuck with it after that. So.
Yeah.
Great. And to be fair, now that I'm saying that, I don't know if it's a 100% true story. You know, all of those stories they could have a little bit of mustard on them. The guy could have been like, you know, oh, I read that book and that's what it first said. I never read another book again, you know. And he did go and study some more, some shit. Like, who knows the exact facts of it? But that's his telling is like, yeah, no. They told me that was the best way to do it. So
if he was reading the book for the purpose of of improving his screenwriting, then like, yeah, sure, I could see why he wouldn't get much use out of it if that's the first words on the first page. But if like, I would definitely read that for pleasure. Right. If that was the first thing.
That's what I was saying. If he might have continued to read the book. He might have read more books. I think the story might have gotten embellished, that it was just like, oh, yeah, now I know everything I need to know. Because who knows? He might have had that ego. He might have not had that ego. And whenever I hear the today I learned the stories on the internet, you always take them with a little pinch of salt. You can never take everything face value, because just like Buster, is it Buster or Baxter and Arthur? I always forget his name. Some people get on the internet just to lie. Yes, they do.
Well, you should always believe quotes that you see on the internet.
Abraham Lincoln. Indeed. Abraham Lincoln did indeed type that into existence.
And read it.
I mean, if her is to be believed, and we start like reimagining or reliving like dead people via AI, then who knows? Maybe we will get Abraham Lincoln making quotes on the internet one day. 40 years, whatever the fuck it was from now.
7 years.
Is it 7? Shit. No.
A score is 20 years.
7 years? Is that what it is?
Yeah, so 87 years.
Oh, all right. That was it 1887 he was making the speech? Is he trying to count back straight from 1800? I don't know. I gave that speech as a little kid and did so much Lincoln research as a little kid. All of it's out my brain.
Did you have the beard?
Yeah. I did the whole thing. It was like our school's play. I did the 7 or 17.
7.
Are you sure? Motherfucker, I'm going to look this up. Are you sure? I swear it's something 17. 4 and however many years ago. 16 bars ago. 7 years ago. All right. Yeah. Gettysburg Address. You're on that. I don't know shit. I know too much shit, probably. It's just all getting jumbled around.
Yeah, so I mean, like, 1776 plus 7 years, 1783 plus 80 years, 1863.
1863. And that would have been, like, right in the middle of the Civil War. Was the Gettysburg Address in 1863? When does it go? Yep, 1863. You're right.
They call me the arithmetician.
That's how you prove history right with math. Bam. Do your math, kids.
That's a conspiracy.
I wish we could have done our conspiracy episode today. I had a lot of it rind and fuming, but
no, I need to prepare more.
Yeah, all the things we mentioned in that are like all like the verifiable true ones. The ones that I put out in the end were the ones that are still a little ethereal in the air, but all the ones our guys said were just the ones that are just like on paper true. Which is crazy to think.
Yeah, we brought him to the dump and then he got sick.
Yeah, who'd have thunk? Garbage dump again, full of garbage juice, sickness everywhere. It's going around.
Huh, okay, so you know about the whole hantavirus thing going around?
Yeah. Apparently it gets in your balls and stays there for 7 years and is going to be an STI. That's one of those shock headlines I saw.
Well, I didn't know that.
I don't think it's going to be. I don't think that's a real thing.
But the guy that got it and brought it onto the ship first, patient 0, got it in South Africa. Supposedly the strain there is the only one communicable between humans. And then it was under the surface for a bit, and then it came out, and they were in Argentina. But he got it. He's a bird watcher, an ornithologist.
Oh.
And he went to a dump.
No way. He actually got it from a trash dump?
To look at a particular type of gull or something like that that lives at dumps in South Africa.
And that's how we got the hentai South
the
African
hentai virus.
Garbage dump. The hentai virus. Can't stop watching hentai now.
Yeah. Gooned to death.
What a terrible way to go.
Is it?
Yeah, I guess not. Your arm would get tired. You'd probably just be fucking spent by the time you'd be ready to die.
Yeah. But yeah, no, from a dump. So.
Well, that is terrible to know that we might have been spawning the hentavirus. We won't tell you where this dump is, but may or may not be in South Africa. May or may not be the cause of the hentavirus. I may or may not have just gotten over the hentavirus. Who the hell knows? I've just been sick for the last week.
You survived. It's like a
sickness.
What is it? 40% kill rate?
Is it? Oh shit! Damn it! I could have been out of here. That was my ticket.
Yeah.
Damn it! I thought COVID was gonna be, but now I'm still stuck here at the fucking henta. Garbage. Gotta go get hentai'd all over the place.
Yeah. Alas.
Oh well. Well, thanks for tuning into this episode of Cold Hard Trash, CRT, episode 101, full of hentai virus, full of, what else we talk about? Madden and all this shit like that.
John Madden.
Tune in if you want to hear some more of that to episode 102 next week, because this podcast is never going to stop. We took a week off, but we're never going to take a week off again. If you do, you can sue us. This is a legally binding agreement. Sue us for $1 million.
He's joking.
I'm not joking.
Bye.